He flinched before the hand even reached him, not after it touched him, before. A half second of pure, practiced fear, shoulders dropping, ears flattening, like he already knew what was coming. That was Biscuit, the first week we had him. He was a cream-colored, thick-coated stray, the kind of cat people call chunky and laugh about until they see his eyes. And his eyes were not funny at all. They were the eyes of an animal who had learned, somewhere along the way, that hands were not safe. But to understand what happened on that living room floor months later, we have to go back to the beginning, because what this cat did the day we finally got him to hold still would change everything we thought we knew about fear, and about trust, and about how long it actually takes to undo it. Biscuit came from a backyard in the industrial side of town. A neighbor had been feeding him for over a year, tossing scraps from the porch, never getting closer than 6 feet. Every attempt to approach him ended the same way. He'd bolt, disappear under a fence, and not be seen again for days. Nobody knew his history. Nobody knew who had hurt him or how. All the vet could say was that his body told its own story. An old healed fracture in one back leg, scar tissue along his spine, a cat who had been struck more than once and had learned the lesson permanently. When animal control finally trapped him, he screamed the entire ride to the shelter. Not a meow, a scream. The shelter staff warned us before we even signed the paperwork. He's not aggressive, they said. He's terrified. There's a difference, and it's a harder one to fix. For 3 weeks at the shelter, Biscuit sat in the back corner of his kennel, refusing to come forward even for food. Volunteers logged it in his file. Does not respond to name, avoids eye contact, will not accept treats by hand. Most cats with a file like that get quietly moved to the back of the adoption list, the ones people walk past without a second glance. We almost walked past him too. It was Dana, the volunteer who'd fed him longest, who stopped us. She said something we didn't fully understand until much later. He's not broken, she told us. He's just been right about people before, and it's going to take a long time to convince him he's wrong this time. We didn't fully understand what that meant until the first night at home. He wedged himself behind the washing machine and stayed there for 4 days. We left food. He waited until 3 a.m. to eat it, when the house was silent and dark, when nobody could possibly reach for him. Every ordinary sound sent him deeper into hiding. The dishwasher, a dropped spoon, a door closing. Each one confirmed something in him that we couldn't argue with because we hadn't lived what he'd lived. I want to be honest with you here. If you've made it this far into a story like this, you probably already care more than most people do about animals nobody else would bother with. That's exactly why this channel exists. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It costs nothing, and it tells us these stories are worth telling. By week 2, Biscuit had made it as far as the hallway. By week 3, he'd sit at the edge of the kitchen while we cooked, close enough to watch, far enough to run. We never reached for him first. Not once. That was the rule. If he wanted contact, he would have to choose it. There were setbacks. A thunderstorm in the 2nd month sent him back behind the washing machine for 2 full days. Like every ounce of progress had simply evaporated overnight. A vet visit in week 5, brief and necessary, undid almost a month of trust in a single afternoon. He hissed at us that night, a sound that startled us more than it should have, because it meant he still believed, somewhere underneath everything, that we could be the ones who hurt him. We learned not to take it personally. Fear like his doesn't move in a straight line. It moves in circles, forward, back, forward again, and the only thing that actually works is refusing to give up in the middle of the backward part. And for a long time, he didn't come any closer. Then, one evening, I sat on the floor with a soft brush, the kind made for cats with sensitive skin, and I simply left it there beside me. I didn't look at him, I didn't call him. I just sat, scrolling my phone, letting the silence do the work silence sometimes does. 20 minutes passed. Then, I felt it, the faintest weight against my knee. Biscuit had come close enough to press his side against my leg, not touching my hand, just my leg. I didn't move. I barely breathed. He stayed there for nearly 10 minutes before he wandered off again, like even that much honesty had cost him something. It took another 6 weeks before he let the brush actually touch him. 6 weeks of small, deliberate silences, of letting him set every single term of the relationship, of resisting every instinct to just pick him up and hold him the way you want to hold a scared animal. And then, on an ordinary Tuesday afternoon, something happened that I still have on video because I couldn't quite believe it myself. I was brushing along his back, slow, even strokes, the way you'd do for any cat that trusted you completely. And Biscuit rolled onto his back, fully exposed, belly up, paws loose in the air, eyes half closed, in the single most vulnerable position an animal can offer another living thing. A cat who flinched at a hand near his face 2 months earlier was now lying upside down in front of one, asking for more. I stopped moving the brush. I just stared at him. He opened one eye, looked at me, and made a small, sleepy sound, almost a complaint that I'd paused. I kept brushing. He kept his eyes closed. And somewhere in that 15 minutes on the living room floor, something between us had finally completely changed. The vet later told us this kind of shift, the belly-up posture specifically, is one of the clearest signals of trust a cat can give. It isn't about comfort, it's a declaration. It says, I know you could hurt me right now, and I've decided you won't. For a cat like Biscuit, that decision didn't come easily, and it didn't come quickly. It came one small, quiet choice at a time, over more than 2 months, built entirely out of patience instead of persuasion. He still flinches sometimes, at loud noises, at strangers, at anything sudden. That part of him may never fully disappear, but every single night now, he finds the brush himself. He drops onto his side in front of it and waits, tail curling once against the floor, an invitation instead of a warning. The cat who once screamed the entire ride to a shelter now falls asleep mid-stroke, breathing slow, utterly unguarded, in the same hands he once believed would hurt him. Some animals don't need saving in one dramatic moment. They need something quieter and far harder to give. Time, without conditions attached to it. Patience that doesn't run out when the fear doesn't disappear on schedule. Biscuit taught us that trust isn't something you earn with a single kind gesture. It's something you rebuild the same way it was broken, slowly, repeatedly, one ordinary afternoon at a time, until one day the flinching stops and something else takes its place. If this story meant something to you, share it with someone who still believes broken trust can't be rebuilt. Sometimes it just takes longer than anyone expects. So here's what I keep wondering. Do you think animals ever fully let go of fear, or do they just learn to trust one person enough to set it aside? Tell me what you think in the comments. I read everyone.